Marge and Homer are worrying that Marge may be pregnant again. After a home pregnancy test gives inconclusive results, Marge drives Dr. Hibbert's to Dr. Hibbert's office. Homer begins to tell Bart, Lisa, and Maggie about how he and Marge got married and Bart's birth thereafter. Homer begins his story in 1980 while he was working at a miniature golf course and still dating Marge. One night on a romantic date after seeing The Empire Strikes Back, Homer and Marge make love inside a golf course castle. Shortly after, Marge discovers she's pregnant. Homer decides to propose to Marge, and she eagerly accepts. The two marry in a small wedding chapel across state lines. While Marge is pregnant, the two spend their wedding night at Marge's parents' house, sleeping on a couch in the living room. Needless to say, this aggravates Marge's mother and sisters extremely, who all despise Homer. Unfortunately for Homer and Marge, Homer's wages are not enough to pay for his new family. Homer attempts to apply for a job at the Springfield nuclear power plant, but his interview goes horribly, partly due to his own ineptitude and the blatant favoritism displayed by Waylon Smithers. The other two applicants are members of his college fraternity. So Homer tried many jobs, but none of them worked out. One job offer turned out to be a scam. After many of Homer and Marge's newly purchased baby supplies and Marge's wedding ring are repossessed, Homer decides to leave and find a job in order to provide for Marge and his unborn son, Bart. Marge is brought to tears by Homer's absence. Homer leaves a letter to a sleeping Marge describing the above. However, even in sorrow, Homer still winds up irritating Patty, who complains for Homer not to scratch the pen so loud. Homer gets a job at Gulp and Blow Taco Restaurant, where Patty and Selma find him. After nearly choking on a taco filled with hair, Patty, who has absolute hatred for Homer, insists that they remain silent about it to Marge, simply to let her find him by reading about it in the society pages. But Selma, feeling sorry for Marge and some pity for Homer, plans to tell Marge the truth. Marge, now well into her third trimester of pregnancy, finds Homer and convinces him to come back home with her. Homer feels ashamed and not unworthy to be Marge's husband, as he is not able to afford an appropriate wedding ring. But Marge tells him any ring is fine, so long as it's from him. Homer plans to apply for a job at the nuclear power plant once more, this time marching into Mr. Burns' office and telling Burns dramatically that he will be the perfect spineless employee. Burns is so impressed that he hires Homer on the spot. Homer, glad that he has this well-paying job and that only this could only happen in America, while skipping with joy, is able to now buy back the repossessed wedding ring and baby items. When Homer returns to Marge's house, he discovers that she has gone into labor and is already at the hospital. Marge's mother, Jacqueline, offers to take Homer to the hospital, on condition he never calls her mother again. Homer arrives shortly before she gives birth, where Patty snipes at Homer, saying he doesn't belong in the delivery room. Sick of constantly being bullied and belittled by Patty, Homer angrily tells Patty to shut up. Then Patty insults him again. "Hey, listen, fat boy!" Then in a rare fit of passionate rage, he angrily snaps at Patty. "No, you listen!" Demanding respect with such verbal force that it actually intimidates Patty into silence. He then turns to Marge, telling her of his success in finding a job. The rest of the delivery goes smoothly, except for one minor incident. "Homer, for God's sake, let the doctor deliver the baby!" After the baby is born, Homer and Marge choose to name him Bart. Bart takes Homer's cigarette lighter and lights his tie on fire. Homer quickly dips the tie into a glass of water. He's mad at Bart. "Why, you little..." And tells Marge that he did it on purpose. But Marge tells Homer it's impossible, as Bart's just 10 minutes old. After Homer finishes telling his flashback story, he admits that he received the best gift a man could ever get since Bart was born. That he and Marge is blessed twice more with Lisa and Maggie. Marge arrives home with the news that she is not pregnant, to which they are relieved at, and they are grateful.